Okay, good morning to all of you. So next chapter is the last one, that is semiconductors and devices. It's a very comparatively very simple chapter and very important one. Semiconductors. So what is the meaning of semiconductor means? These are the substances, their conductivity lies in between conductors and insulators. So conductivity of this category lies in between conductors and insulators. So suppose we are going to find out what about the range of conductivity of different material. You know, resistance, resistivity, conductance, and conductivity. Conductivity is the reciprocal of resistance. Conductivity is the reciprocal of resistivity. So, Mohammed, can you remember what is the unit of resistivity? Rho. Ohm meter.
Ohm per meter.
Ohm meter. Resistivity unit. So conductivity is the reciprocal of resistivity. So ohm to the power minus 1, meter to the power minus 1. So ohm to the power minus 1, we call it as Simon, meter to the power minus 1. So I am giving the range of conductivity of the different materials. For metals, they are good conductors. Conductivity is extremely high, and their conductivity value, conductivity sigma, it is from 10 to the power 2 to 10 to the power of 8. The conductivity range goes from 10 square to 10 of 8 centimeter. So this is for metals, their conductivity is very high. For insulators, the conductivity is very less, very low conductivity, and the value will be coming from 10 raised to the minus 11 to minus 19 centimeter to the minus. Metals high conductivity. Insulators very low conductivity. And semiconductors, their conductivity lies in between. Conductivity lies in between. And for semiconductors, their conductivity lies in between. So in the order of 10 to the power of 5 to 10 to the power of minus 6 nanometer to 1. Metals, high conductivity. We can remember the value 10 squared 10 to the power 8 centimeter to minus 2. Insulators very low conductivity. You can see of the order of minus 11 to the power minus 11 to minus 19. Semiconductor, the conductivity lies in between these. They are called semiconductors. You can remember the range, it's good. Next point, what are the examples of the semiconductors? We have elemental semiconductors. Elemental semiconductors. Elemental semiconductors, SC semiconductors, silicon, germanium. Silicon, germanium are the elemental semiconductors. Carbon के नीचे, C612 के नीचे, you have silicon, 14, and germanium, 30. And we have compound semiconductors. We have compound semiconductors. And compound semiconductors, there are two categories. One is inorganic and organic. Inorganic semiconductors, some are very important one. Some examples I am giving there: CDS or INP, indium phosphide. Okay, and CDSE, cadmium selenium, and GaAs, gallium arsenide. Because especially we find their use extensively used in light emitting diodes. They are semiconductor devices. So compound semiconductors in inorganic, cadmium, CDS is there, indium, INP, indium phosphide is there, CDSE, cadmium selenium is there, gallium arsenide. Gallium arsenide especially we use in the remote controlled LED which produces IR radiations. Organic में If you want, you can remember one is polypyrrole and polyaniline. Polyaniline. Polyaniline and polypyrrole, these are the two examples coming under organic. So you can see there conductivity range of semiconductors, and semiconductors we are divided two categories here. Elemental semiconductors, silicon and germanium. कार्बन के बिल्कुल नीचे सिलिकॉन, एटॉमिक नंबर 14, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन लिखना है. जर्मेनियम इसके नीचे है, जर्मेनियम 32. ओके, एलिमेंटल सेमीकंडक्टर्स सिलिकॉन एंड कंपाउंड टाइप ऑफ सेमीकंडक्टर है. इसमें दो कैटेगरीज है, इनऑर्गेनिक एंड ऑर्गेनिक. कम से कम एक एक एग्जांपल याद रखें. इनऑर्गेनिक में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट गैलियम आर्सेनाइड. This kind of semiconductor we are using LEDs for remote control, which produce IR radiations. Gallium arsenide, GaAs, CdSe, cadmium selenium, InP, indium phosphide. Organic में polyaniline or polypyrrole. So these are the classifications. Next we have to see energy bands in solids. Energy bands in solids. First, we take an atom. According to Bohr model, we are well aware of the discrete energy level. Can anyone tell me what is the ground state energy level of hydrogen atom? N equal 1. Anyone? You can answer. What is the energy of electron, the first orbit of hydrogen atom?
Minus 13.6 electron volt.
Minus 13.6 electron volt. That is very discrete. A particular value. That's called discrete particular value. That is for an isolated atom. Okay, for an isolated atom, you are familiar with the energies or different orbits are discrete particular value. Now, when you take any solid, so many atoms are coming close. Atoms are coming close. It's not an isolated. Okay, when atoms are coming close to form a solid. Okay, generally solid form, whether you say silicon or germanium, anywhere you take. So what's happening? Their energy levels, especially the energy of outermost electrons, are influenced by the nearby electrons. So we will not find a discrete energy level. Instead, we find a range of energies of the outermost electrons. So according to Bohr atomic model, if you take a single isolated atom, the energy of its electron is decided by the orbit and it is discrete. Discrete means single value. But when the atoms come together to form a solid, what will happen? They are very close. So the outer orbits of electron from neighboring atoms would come very close and could even overlap. So this point is very important. So each electron will have a different energy level. Discreteness will finish because the electrons in the neighboring atoms are influencing each other. So thoda sa gadbad ho jata hai. So they influence each other. So discreteness will finish. Instead, so the different energy levels with continuous energy variation form energy bands. So instead of finding minus 13.6 electron volt, that is a discrete value for a particular example I am saying. So they can see a level minus 13.6 to minus 13.4. Anywhere electron can find. Electron can occupy any kind of energy. So minus 13.6 I am giving just one example. Okay, it's outermost electron. So a range of energies possessed by electron, especially outermost electron, the range of energies we call it as forming continuous energy level, we call it as energy band. So energy band ka matlab hai, it is a collection of closely spaced energy levels. An electron can be anywhere, not particular discrete band. So we'll give an example here. Suppose we take elemental semiconductor, silicon or germanium. Silicon or germanium, we are taking. N atoms are there in the crystal. We have N atoms are there. N atoms are there. So can you write electronic configuration of silicon and germanium? Silicon and germanium, write on electronic configuration. Silicon, germanium, electronic configuration. All of you write in the copy. Silicon and germanium. This was a board question. All of you write this electronic configuration of silicon and germanium in the copy. Elemental semiconductor is example. All of you write in the copy. All of you are done? Anshuman?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are going to take N atoms of silicon or germanium, generally solid we are taking. So we are discussing about energy bands. Discrete energy level will not be there. Instead of range of energies, we see that range of energies, we call it as energy band. To explain that, we are taking a silicon or germanium crystal having N atoms are there. So the outermost orbits for silicon, it is the third orbit. You can see that 3s2, 3p2 has. And for germanium, fourth orbit. So 4s2, 4p2, you can see that. So the total number of outer electron in the crystal, kitna hai? The total number of outer electrons in the crystal. N atoms are there. Can anyone? Total number of outer electrons in the crystal. N atoms are there. How many? 2 and 2, 4. 4 electrons are there for an atom. N atoms ke liye it will be equal to 4 N outer electrons are there. But if 4 N electrons ke liye, what are the total number of available energy levels? Can anyone say? S is completed. P is not completed. How many more?
4.
4. So total how many energy levels are available for this outer electrons in the crystal having N atoms? One atom में यहाँ पे 4 levels. Total कितना levels है? 8 levels है. 8 energy levels are there for one single atom. Out of that, 4 are occupied, 4 are filled, 4 are unfilled. The total energy level available per atom is 8, and there are N atoms. So total available energy level is 8 N energy levels. 8 N energy levels में 4 N energy levels are filled. इसमें 2 electron S में है, 2 electron P में है. So 8 N. So if you take a silicon or germanium atom, N atoms are there. Outermost electrons have 4 N per atom, 4 N total. So 8 N energy levels are there. इसमें 4 N levels are filled, 4 N levels are unfilled. Total 8 N energy levels are available. It's a very important point. So for 4 N valence electron, there are 8 N available energy levels. These 8 N discrete energy levels. 8 energy levels are there. They are discrete energy level. So they can form either a continuous band or they may be separated in different band depending upon the position of the atoms in the crystals. So you have to remember a main point. This is the main content in this. For a crystal having n atoms, 8 n energy levels are available. 4 n are filled, 4 n are unfilled. So this 8 n discrete energy level can form a continuous energy levels without any gap, or they can be grouped into different parts. This is according to the position or the distance between the atoms of the crystal. Now, next important point I'm going to say that at the normal condition of a crystal or a solid, normal distance. So normal distance, at normal distance. So filled levels, 4 and filled levels and 4 and unfilled levels are separated. So usually equilibrium distance around 1 angstrom. At this distance, 4 n levels and 4 n unfilled levels are separated, and in between there will be an energy gap. So that is the next important. At the normal distance between the atoms in the crystal lattice of silicon and germanium, the energy band of these 8 n energy states is split apart into two, which are separated by an energy gap. So I am going to do energy band of semiconductor. Elemental silicon. So normal distancing. So energy band formation that depends upon the distance between the atoms. Not at the normal distance. So the field levels, all the field levels, will form a band. These are all the field levels. These are all the field levels. 4 n field levels are there. They form different energies from here to here. It's called range of energies possessed by electron. These are all field levels. So 2 electrons are there, field levels, and this is called this band of energy possessed by valence electron. We call it as valence band. This is 4 n. 4 n levels are there, field levels. And unfilled levels are there, 4 and unfilled levels are there. They are forming an energy level slightly up. And no electrons are available at this moment. So this range of energies possessed by them is called convection band. Okay. So this is convection band. The convection band. And this is 4 and this is the field levels. This is 4 and unfilled levels. So there is no discrete value of electron. It can remain anywhere. अपना मर्जी से बैठ सकता है. 4 and filled levels, and 4 and unfilled levels are separated by some gap. See an energy level diagram. We have already plotted the energy level diagram for hydrogen atom. Y-axis stands for energies, and we can see the valence band. Highest energy level is super. Then we call it as EV. Okay, EV. And the lowest energy level in the conduction band, we call it as EC. Lowest energy level in the conduction band is marked as EC. Highest energy level in the valence band is marked as EV. In between them, there is an energy gap. Where no energy levels are available, so no electron can remain in this gap. It is a forbidden fruit. Either they can be here or they can be up. In between, neighbor sector. And this energy gap is suppressed by EV. It is called forbidden energy gap. So this is the energy level diagram of an elemental semiconductor, and this is at 0 Kelvin. At 0 Kelvin. So if you are not mentioning the temperature, things will be different. So DJ 4n level say that's filled. That fill all energy levels form continuous band range of energies possessed by a valence electron. We call it the valence band. And upper one, unfilled levels. For an unfilled levels are there, all the ranges of that unfilled levels. We call it as range of energies possessed conduction electron. It's called conduction band. For conductivity, electrons should be there in the conduction band. So conductivity of a material is determined by is number of electrons present in the conduction. So what are the different energy bands in the solid? These are the cases. First one is a valence band, next one is the conduction band, and third one is also in between. So there is forbidden energy gap, that is the energy gap between the highest energy level in the valence band and lowest energy level in the conduction. And this diagram is all these levels are filled, two dots are present there that you have to fill. Okay, so this is your energy level diagram. This is a normal distance. So this point you can write valence band, conduction band, and forbidden energy gap. Now, depending upon the size of the forbidden energy gap, in some cases it will be very less. Some may be overlapping each other. Conduction band may overlap with valence band. Sometimes they are a very low gap in cases, some are having a big gap. So depending upon the relative size of the energy gap, we can divide the materials into three categories, just like conductors, insulators, and semiconductors. So that is very important. So how will you recognize? Represents the energy band diagram of solids and insulators and semiconductors. That is a very important point. The next one more point I am going to add in this case. This is the energy gap. If this much energy, if you are giving from outside, then electron from the valence band can go to the conduction. This is almost similar to the case of photoelectric effect, if you remember. What is the minimum work function in photoelectric effect? Can anyone remember? It's the minimum amount of energy that you have to give supply for that an electron to come out of the metallic surface. What is the name of this? What is this energy is called? Work function. So if you give an energy equal to h nu, if nu equal nu 0, then the electron can come out of the metallic surface. That is work function. Similarly, if you can give an energy in any form, can be heat energy or any other form of energy, even light energy, also you can give certain case of semiconductors, then electron can go from valence band to the conduction band. So that means there is a numerical formula you can write that if Eg is equal to E, that energy are given, that is equal to H or this is equal to H by lambda, then the electron can go from valence band to conduction. So if you give an energy equal to energy gap, can be 1 electron volt, it can be 1.1 electron volt. That is given by any kind of radiations, H thermal radiation or light radiation, H or Hc by lambda. Then electron can go from valence band to the conduction band. So that point also you have to remember. Next point is the classification of solids, that means conductors, insulators and semiconductors on the basis of energy band diagram. Very, very important. Very, very important. So metals, insulators and semiconductors on the basis of energy band diagram. Metals, insulators, semiconductors. So energy three band diagram, so we draw the valence band of all thin line. Valence band, you show that it is completely filled. Completely filled means you have two dots in every energy level. That you have to, depending upon the relative positions of valence band and convection band, we may class. So valence band the locations in all the three cases. Exactly same position. Valence bands completely fills levels and levels. So two dots you have to shoot. Yes, valence band. Now, in the case of metals, one option is that the conduction band may partially overlap over valence band. So, the conduction band may be here, it will be overlapping with. So, this is your conduction band from here to here to valence band is conduction band. The conduction band is overlapping. So, this much region is the overlap region. So what is the energy gap you can see in this diagram what I made for metals? What is the Eg for metallic conductor here? So for example, copper, this was 1 mark question. As per this diagram, conduction band, overlap or valence band. So what is Eg, energy gap in this case? Is there an energy gap between valence band and conduction band? No energy gap. So energy gap is equal to 0, conduction band overlap with valence band. So what is the energy gap for a copper conductor? Eg is equal to 0 because conduction band overlap with valence band. So some electrons are, because they are overlapping, some electrons are already available in your conduction band. Mean conduction band is partially filled. Under an electric field, this electron will flow and it gets electricity. That is the mechanism in metals. So it's overlapping. Or another diagram also is also for metals. Valence band is filled and conduction band may be partially filled. Partially filled means in the conduction band I am showing two energy levels and two electrons are available. So this is another possibility. This is the valence band. Conduction bands may be partially filled or they overlap or valence band. In both situations, some electrons are available in the conduction band. So they under electric field, they take part in the conduction. In the case of insulator, the energy gap in conduction band is far away. The conduction band is far away. It will be here. And this energy gap Eg is greater than 3 electron volts. And for diamonds, energy gap is very high, it is about 6 electron volts. So it is not easy for electron to go from valence band to conduction band. Very easily is not possible. So at normal temperature, so insulator in conduction band, no electron is available, so it is a perfect insulator. So the energy gap is far away, conduction band is far away from the valence band, energy gap is greater than 3 electrons. In the case of semiconductor, this energy gap is close as a coupling and it will be. So conduction band, the energy gap is less than 3 electron volts. It's very close to valence band, so electron can try to go from valence band to conduction band. If electrons are available in the conduction band, there will be conduction. And for silicon, and this energy gap is very less, it is for 1.1. For silicon, it is 1.1 electron volt energy gap, and for germanium, it is 0.7 electron volt. For silicon, energy gap is 1.1 electron volt, and for germanium, it is 0.72 electron volt. Generally, it is less than 3 electron volt for all types of semiconductors. So this is the way, this is room temperature case. This is when we discuss at 0 Kelvin. At 0 Kelvin, you can see this diagram. The valence band is completely filled, but conduction band even for semiconductor is empty, so no conductivity at 0 Kelvin. So at 0 Kelvin, semiconductor behaves as a perfect insulator. Why? It's a common question. At 0 Kelvin, semiconductors are perfect insulators because no energy is available from anywhere, so conduction band is totally empty. So semiconductor is perfect insulator at 0 Kelvin. As temperature increases, insulator. Other points will continue in the next class. From tomorrow onwards, I will take one more extra period. That means after physics, chemistry period also I will take.
Sir.
Yes, anything to ask?
Yes, sir. Sir, activity copy कौन सी?
Activity copy you can buy a thin practical physics practical copy. Usually classmate का जो copy आता है, that you can take.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay, not for light publications. Or thin wala copies है. Of any publication you can take anyone. Just but should be that physics practical copy. Okay, and all of you write that activities that is already forwarded. Any other questions?
Also, there are 9 practicals to be done and 8
Eight activities. 8 activities.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and
Thank
there is and we'll inform on the way what we have to do. If you are coming to the school, we'll conduct the practicals also later. That I'll inform you then.
Okay, sir.
So all of you complete the copy and we will. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Thank you.